debt? If so, listen up. You may want to think twice about using social media sites like Facebook and Twitter because debt collectors are now using these sites to track down people who owe them money.
But is that even legal? Kelly Saindon is a privacy attorney, and she joins us this morning from Chicago. Hey, Kelly, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, Clayton. Allison, hi.
Hi. So this doesn't make, I mean, it makes a lot of sense, right? If you're a debt collector and you're wanting to see what the lifestyle is of individuals, whether or not they have this money squirreled away somewhere, why not go on Facebook, Kelly?
Absolutely. It's totally legal because once you put your information out on Facebook, you have no reasonable expectation of privacy.
So, Kelly, explain how it works. A debt collector is looking for somebody, wondering what somebody's financial status is. How do they find out on Facebook?
Well, the first thing they do is friend you. So they make a profile, and as long as they're not impersonating somebody else, it's completely legal. They put out a friend request and usually get accepted, except some people have privacy settings set up so that everything is public and you don't even have to friend them to find out their pictures, where they work. Some people put their phone numbers, their home addresses, things that debt collectors may not be able to find, but for the individual putting it on their profile and putting it out there.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Here are some statistics to throw at you this morning. Americans owe, on average, about $4,951 in credit card debt per American.
Wow.
Americans owe a total of $850 billion in student loans, and 7 to 11% of credit card holders don't even pay off their debt. So, Kelly, I guess if you've got photos, you were out, you know, on a little bit of a trip, you went on a little bit of a vacation, you went to the mall, you put up a little status update on Facebook that says, hey, I just bought some new shoes, guys. What do you think of these? Don't do that?
Well, don't do it. Use common sense. But the thing about it is, I mean, let's be honest. You should pay your debts, so don't use that as a mechanism for avoiding paying creditors. But the real deal is, if somebody gets a judgment against you, then they do something called a citation against you, which means they're entitled to go after everything. If you walk in with a nice watch, they can say to the judge, hey, I want that watch, and get it. And if it's somebody that comes in and they say, I'm so broke, Your Honor, I'm barely making ends meet, and then all of a sudden there's your Bahama pictures, the judge is not going to believe you, and they're going to say, you know what, you're making payments, and if you don't, you're going to jail.
That's pretty fascinating. So if you put a picture of your shiny new car on Facebook and you owe a debt collector even a small amount, the debt collector is entitled to some portion of that?
Well, if you actually own it outright, sure, they could force you to sell it and pay them off. You don't get to keep it. You don't get to keep nice, shiny things or new objects and avoid paying them. If you go on a trip, if you have a new Chanel handbag, if you have something like that, they can say, you know what, turn it over, and I don't care if I get pennies on the dollar, you're going to satisfy this debt. They have some superior rights in this country.
All right. Yeah, it is fascinating. Kelly Saindon, we appreciate you joining us this morning from Chicago. This is not the first time, of course, they've done this. Insurance fraud also. People say they've got injuries and it shows them out on a boat, you know, water skiing.
Whoops.
So just go and change your privacy settings or be aware of what you're putting out there.
Don't just start leading a good, clean life. Just change your privacy settings.
Make sure you just change your privacy. We don't want to see what's
right. All right, coming up, a new report.